would have to say that what I really liked about Columbia was you didn't just have to study in the history department, and I took I think a couple of courses in the history department. Most of them weren't, bizarrely. They have to be, if they're not, they like them to be at least historically based, and mine were, but it was just so happened that a lot of the most interesting courses for me were offered actually by the School of International Public Affairs, for example. And what I thought, I suppose, across Columbia was the standard of the people you were meeting was really high, and I did feel like that most of these professors had a really lot of time for us, and that was something that actually I was quite unused to, coming from Nottingham, and I thought that was great. I wasn't so I guess before I went, the attraction of big name professors, I sort of hadn't really understood that there was such a thing as a big name professor before I got to Columbia, and everyone was telling me how big named these people were, and I think that does appeal to a lot of people, and in hindsight it is actually quite nice to now be in classes where people cite people that taught me last year.
I only wound up taking history classes bar one, which was a French language course actually, which the three of us had together, which was very fun. It was at Barnard as well, which was interesting. We were I felt about 4 times older and 5 times bigger than anyone else in the class.
I think you actually were about 5 times bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I had one of these quite well-renowned, famous professors, which was very good, and then I had a 30-year-old postdoc as well, who was actually almost even better. So I think the quality of faculty was wonderful. I think the resources were better at Columbia. Now that we're on winter break, I'm looking for literature, and they don't have literature in the library here, and that's a bit of a pain. And then the libraries, there's something like 22 libraries on campus, or on the scattered campuses. So I thought that was an advantage as well. But overall, very, very happy with faculty.
And most of the greatest advantages of Columbia are things that I actually did not take advantage of in my time there. Like, for instance, Columbia has connections with almost all the other Ivy Leagues that are within 2-hour train ride from the campus, and so you can take classes at Yale, you can take classes at Princeton, and also you can take classes at non-Ivy League institutions that they're linked with, such as NYU, and then obviously it's very easy to take classes at Barnard, and then the New School as well, and so sometimes you'll have students from other institutions, which are huge assets. And then also with regard to the library, we have library exchanges with also all these other institutions as well, so if you leave yourself the 3 days of travel time, you are never without the book that you need.
Well, you don't even need for the book
for direct. Yeah, if you're ordering a book from Princeton or Brown.
Any book in the world within 3 days.
In terms of resources, I mean, Columbia, it's a completely different structure in that sense. It's just fantastic. Yeah, and all that they just pointed out, it's just, and the libraries, one tip, every library, it's really good.
Blow up the spot.
Well, it can be shared.
I think we should point out actually, it was also like the administrative side of it was you felt so supported. There wasn't one problem that I had that wasn't solved, which was amazing. You really felt that any tiny thing, sometimes you think maybe it was impossible for someone to solve it. You actually went to Lena, who is our course, one of our course directors, and somehow she would, perform a miracle, and it would be solved. And I that feeling of being valued was really nice.
Yeah, extremely accommodating, and then again, the fact that you could reach such a breadth of range of academic disciplines, whatever you could choose, and specify, it's really, really good.